All right. Hi, everybody. I'm John
I'm Joni.
for the human potential. Um, Today, we're gonna talk about one of our favorite people, I guess, Eckhart Tolle. Right? He was the guy.
Yeah,
Eckhart Tolle, is that it?
Eckhart Tolle, I'm not
Tolle.
sure.
Tolle. But anyways, the power of now. Right? He wrote that book. Right? The power of now. You read the book, right?
Right. A long while ago, but yeah, I read it.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't do a lot of reading, spiritually reading. I do watch videos from time to time, but I don't do a lot. And here's the reason why. Um, I want it to be fresh for me, downloaded. A lot of what I get is sort of downloaded and it's just raw, fresh. And so when they say, hey, you know what you were talking about, and this is what this person said, and oh, okay. Like I don't like to be distorted with the information that's coming through. For me, it's like even when I do a reading, I don't really want to know a lot about somebody. I can detach if I know somebody, but the more fresh it is for me, I feel it's just better or more, I don't know, just
More authentic
authentic.
at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the power of now and living in the moment. I mean, what do you think? What's your thoughts of the power of now and living in the moment?
I think it's a very powerful thing to be able to stay present because if you're a worrier, you're worried about future events, they haven't even happened, you're worried about them, you're thinking about past things that have happened in your past. You know, none of that's relevant. Your past, your future, it's not here. It's not now. Try to stay in the now, in the present.
One of the biggest things about staying in the moment is in a conversation. And what I mean by that, well, when you're having a conversation with somebody and they're talking, are you actively listening or are you go, oh, yeah, you're thinking of what you're going to say. Oh, I had that thought too. Or is your brain now released from the act of listening to now you're in your response, right? Oh yeah, that happened to me. Like yes, just yesterday, the same thing. Instead of just stay in the moment of active listening, right? And you can do that with anybody. Um, Even though you know you can personally relate to that story or personally relate to what the person's saying, and you have your own experience to that, it's advisable to wait until they are through telling their story and stay in the moment of active listening instead of the
Reaction.
reactional thought of what you're going to say
Right.
because now you're not listening
Right.
as intently, right?
Right.
And how many people do you know in your lives do that? They're basically responding before you're even finished what you're talking about. And I am a true believer in flow, right? It's like when I do a reading, I don't like to be interrupted when people it cuts the flow. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, I had. Oh yeah, you're thinking. No, be quiet. Don't say nothing until we're done. Because when the guides are speaking, there's a flow, a rhythm, and they're flowing. If you cut the flow, it's kind of like now I got to wait for that information to come back around again, right? And it's like it just cut the whole flow of the conversation or of the reading, right? And because it is a download, it's like, okay, I'm processing the information, it's flowing. And then when the client interrupts in the middle of that, you're like, yeah, yeah, can you just like not talk right now? Like you want to say politely and just listen, take notes, whatever you want to do, but let them go through their thing. And then when they're done, you say, okay, any questions or no, I don't. You kind of answered them all. Because I found that a lot of times when I'm doing a reading, the questions were already answered before they even were able to answer the question. That happens quite a lot because they are automatically know it. So I think active listening is a crucial reality in our daily lives, not just when people think of living in the moment, that it's true. They think living in the now, not living in the future or the past. We learn from the past in order to create a future that is more beneficial for our overall well-being, for our awareness level, but we have to live the now, and that's what most people think about.
Right.
But what I think a lot of people don't think about is the being present in an active listening situation. Um, in today's world, there's people who are anxious. Would you not say?
Yeah.
They have issues,
Sure.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And valid, not valid, we don't know, but it's just their situation. And I remember distinctly when the book The Secret came out, and there was a group of Michael Beckworth, Chopra, all these people were on Oprah
Oh, yeah.
talking about the secret. And that's the secret is the manifestation, right? And yet this person was in the audience, and I've talked about this before, was really dealing with some difficult situations financially and health. And this was many, many years ago. Um, you can't think that way. You have to stop thinking that way. You have to start thinking about moving forward. You can't think about your problems. And I went like, wow, did they even hear a word this person said? Like, I get the power of manifestation. I get the secret. I do. But this lady just opened up her heart, and she had financial issues, health issues, and you didn't even address it. As if, did you even hear what she said? Like, you didn't validate her feelings. You didn't validate her situation. Like, that's very difficult. I can see how that's going to be difficult for you to overcome mentally. I mean, it is. That's really, it's not so much physical, it's a mental.
Right.
Right? And I'm really sorry for what you're going through. That's quite difficult. But here's what we need to do, or here's a tool possibly we could use to move out of this. So it's a different approach. You're at least validating the fact that you heard her. You heard her voice. You heard what she had to say, right?
Right.
And whoever it is, you actually heard them. And I think that goes a long way in gaining trust with people. Wouldn't you say?
I would. If you feel somebody cares and they're really listening, and they're listening because they care. They want to hear what you have to say. It doesn't mean they can do anything about it or anything like that. It just gives them support, makes them feel more.
There's a buy-in, I think.
Yeah,
there,
absolutely. Right.
There's a buy-in.
Sure.
And you're like, okay, I hear you. And I mean, so people, I think, just food for thought, right? People they think being present is just what the power of now is all about, but I also think it's about active listening.
Well, you can be present. Being present is important in all situations. If you're communicating with someone, you have a friendship, you have a relationship, you have a job, you have anything, no matter what it is, be present in that moment.
Try to put your problems aside for the moment that they're telling you their problems.
Right.
Right? And
Sure.
then you can relate it. That's tough. I went through something similar. It was quite fascinating, and then you can go in and kind of maybe advise or tell them your story or how maybe you overcome it, but don't start off right away, or don't like go into that mind of already thinking about your responses.
Right.
Right.
You're making it about you.
Right.
It's not about you. It's about them,
Helping.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was a thought that I had. Food for thought. Practice some active listening. They talk about this huge in sales, right?
Right.
Because how do you know what the person's want if you're not actually listening to the needs? And it's not always about money, right?
Right. Imagine if you're a therapist.
Right.
That's why that profession is not cut out for everyone. You have to have the right mindset.
Constitution.
Yeah. whatever you want to call that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Hey, well, thank you so much for listening. As always, please, if you like the channel, you like the information, hit that like, share, subscribe. Yes, we're trying to grow out to as many people as we possibly can. Spread the word of positivity, love, think it, be it, believe it, achieve it. Sometimes some brutal in your face, harsh truths, but we all need that, right?
It'll start with you.
Yep.
Start with me.
And by you spreading the love, by you loving yourself most of all, and treating yourself with kindness, that's going to help planetarily make all the world more aware. So thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.